To change my ways is very different than to experience a transformation or to transform. Changing is quite ineffective. Trying to change is ineffective. Transformation, that's where the power is. Because change often implies that there is still a past self existing. There's still something there existing that I'm changing from. Transformation, with transformation, there is nothing there. There is no past. Transformation and the birth of something completely new, a whole new identity and way of being, that happens from nothing. From when there has been total erasing, disappearance of a seeming past, where there has been so much completion and inquiry about the ways that the operating system is holding on to the past and living from that, and so much exposure of that way of being that it disappears completely. Because when we actually shine, when I shine the light upon whatever is in the psyche, I see what it is, and I see that it's not real. And all of a sudden, it gets easier for it to simply be gone. No longer seemingly exist. It never did exist. The only place it existed, the past, the only place the past exists is here, in the psyche, in the mind, in the continuous retelling of a past story. Also, obviously, I will say that the past experiences also can be living deeply in the body, in the tissues. And that's why if we're not working with our tissues and opening up, we can still experience plenty of issues. This is some of the things that I'm really passionate about discovering for my own self. Transformation is where it's at, not change. Trying to change implies that you're really just trying to change from some limited imagined self, and it's coming from a weak standpoint, actually, where one really wants to stand. If one really wants to create something new, creating a new possibility for oneself in one's life that is empowering for you and for others and for all of life, one needs to be standing in the space of now, here and now, that is nothing, in the space of absolutely nothing, in the place where we see that everything, all of life, is inherently meaningless, empty and void of meaning. And I am the one that now, from this space, this actual reality that is completely empty and void of meaning, this now moment is inherently meaningless, and I am the one that is giving all the labels, all the titles, all the descriptions, all the history and stories about everything I see. And to be in reality is to recognize that, is to see that I'm giving everything I see in this room, in this place, on this street, all the meaning that it has for me. And it's also to recognize that the thoughts, these thoughts that I have, they really don't mean anything. We give so much realness to thoughts of the past when really Those are not thoughts from nothing. Those are those are thoughts referencing to something that isn't even real. Where we want to have our thoughts be emerging from, real thoughts, are thoughts that are arising when we're actually standing in the now, in reality, in the space where there is nothing, where nothing and anything can be created, where there is no past, there is no future, except for the one that I choose to create. Something that I love about the work of Landmark is that it reminds me a lot about the Course in Miracles. So lesson number 1 of the Course in Miracles is nothing I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place means anything. That's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2. I have given everything I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place, all the meaning that it has for me. Lesson 3. I do not understand anything I see in this room, on this street, in this window, in this place. Meaning, the way we're looking at objects, we don't really see it, we don't understand it, because we're instantly just giving it a label. Just like with people, we instantly just project onto humans thinking that we know them, we know who they are. Meanwhile, we don't understand them because we're not actually being with them. We're not actually being present with the life in front of us. Because of all kinds of reasons, there's a lot of fear in being intimate and being vulnerable and being here. It can be scary for the operating system to just be here, because that's the last thing it wants to do. It wants to constantly give labels and stories to things because it's afraid. What it means is it's afraid of disappearing, of being exposed for what it is, and then no longer existing and having a role. The truth is that we're all here to be free and liberated and empowered to create a beautiful life from this clear, pure, innocent space that is more in alignment with God's will versus creating and living from the operating system, the machinery. You know the Matrix, right? I recommend, if you have not watched The Matrix in a long while, watch The Matrix. It's a good movie. Lesson number 4 is these thoughts do not mean anything. They are like the things I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place. And then lesson 5, I am never upset for the reason I think. We think we're upset, right? We think we're upset because the person didn't do this or that. What we're really upset at is our own thoughts and stories and narrative about this and this and that. It's the meaning and the story that we're adding on to this empty, void, inherently meaningless now. That is what's causing the upset, nothing else. I am upset because I see something that is not there. That is lesson 6. I am upset because I see a world that is seemingly separate from me, when really I am not separate. I am upset because I'm living in separation. I'm upset because I'm identified with bodies and form. I'm upset because I'm literally putting labels to things and separating out things, when really that's not reality. Reality is not separate. It is in unity. It is one. It is all that is this energy. And that's what objects and forms are. If we're really able to be present with it, it's all actually revealing energy and frequency and love, if I'm willing to look at it truly, versus live from a mind that sees threat and separation, identify deeply with a body that feels like I'm a separate individual that can be harmed and harmed. That's a new word, isn't it? I see only the past. That's lesson 7. So when we're living in the now, when I'm living in this now, when I look at someone, for example, this can happen easily in a relationship, in a long relationship, that I see only the past in him. So when I look at him, when relationship starts to die or end, it's often because the people are not able to see each other anymore, fresh and new, from the new infinite space here of nothing. and they're actually seeing from the lens of the past, of what happened, of the hurt, of the experiences that, you know, they had with each other. And sometimes it's too hard to let go of the past, and so instead they let go of the relationship and they transition. And that's something that I personally feel is a bit sad, but, you know, respect to everyone, and not to hold on to any relationship either. We're all always in relationship with God, and that's the most important. But for myself, I noticed that I feel some sadness when I myself consider leaving my relationship, because I'm only seeing the past and I am having all this lenses when I look at him. Okay, so this is what I'm excited about. This is what I'm passionate about. And if you come and join the Path of Aliveness on my school community, if you say you have goals, if you have goals of losing weight or implementing some certain new empowering habits, I'm not going to be working with you from a place of we need to change you from where you are. I'm going to be first supporting you to recognize that you are now here in reality. You are no longer who you once were at all, and everything is actually fresh and new. I'm not wanting you to change, I'm wanting you to transform. That is what I want to support people with in the Path of Aliveness, because to truly be on the path of aliveness, it's about transformation much more than it is about change. And transformation happens from being in truth and in being in reality with the big R. So I have one member in my school community now, and I'm so excited to have you. Thank you for being there. And we are gonna start diving in to creating a vision for ourselves, and also exploring everything that we're still living from, that is no longer who we are, but that we keep living from, but that doesn't even exist. That's just the operating system. We're going to start exploring how we're still caught up in the matrix and in the machinery versus being free, liberated, empowered beings. So I invite you to join my school community and be the second member. If you are the second member, you will have intimate more time with me, and you will be someone that gets to inspire me and influence the path, the way my school community goes. Now, I'm a beginner, and it's all just really new to me. I just wanted to start it just because, and let's see where it goes. I trust, and if I fail, I'm just gonna fail forward. So it's all in the goodness. It's all in the goodness of just my will of showing up and being there for people in a new way, as well as for myself. So please like this video, and share in the comments down below what you think of this video, what you thought, what came up, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Bye.